Everybody, happy Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I hope you all had a awesome weekend, and I hope that your Monday was awesome, and I hope that today has been awesome for you so far. All the ladies that sees this live, please come into this. Please come into it. All races, all ages, all backgrounds, saved or unsaved. But especially if you're saved and you are a woman, you need to really tune into this because some women, they felt some type of way about the message I released last week, and that's fine because I know everybody is not going to agree with what I talk about. So let me go right into it because I don't want to be really long. Fake women are very real and they exist. And so if you are a woman that feels like certain conduct that a woman displays or certain things that she does, or she intentionally and willfully stays ignorant to what she know is the truth, if you don't believe that that is a red flag or a sign of a fake woman, I really need you to really listen to what I'm about to break down for you all. I wanted to go live with this topic because, as I always tell you all, everyone does not view my video messages in full. Everyone does not have time to view my video messages. So, behind a message that I release, I go live with some of them to give everybody the opportunity to ask me questions and for us to have a mature and intelligent spiritual conversation in the name of the Lord in real time. And so this was something that I said I definitely got to talk about because there were not a lot of women that really got offended from the message, but there were a couple that tried to rattle the cage. They tried to rattle my cage a little bit, and they got, they went all off on the deep end and was making a lot of excuses for what they know to be the truth about this topic. Thud G, I see you. Titus 1:13, I see you. I can't believe you did catch me live because I don't think I've ever seen you up here, Titus 1:13. I don't think I've ever seen you on my live before. I know who you are because I know you comment on a lot of my posts, but I don't recall ever seeing you tune into a live. But anyway, I'm happy you're here. Highly favored, I see you. So let me tell you guys something. You may not hear a lot about fake women because fake and the definition of it is different to different people. But fake, from what I've experienced and from what I see, is a woman that, depending on what setting you're in, she will totally disassociate herself with you if other women are around and they don't care for you. When initially, before she even got wind of other women or certain women, let me say certain, because I've seen fake women rise up. They act like they're real, they act like they're supportive of you, they compliment you, sometimes overly compliment you, and they act like they're really for you. And it's all good until certain women come around. And when certain women come around, it could be a woman that's a first lady in the church. I noticed that with a lot of women. They'll act one way around you, but if they first lady, this is a real thing. You all don't have to believe it, but it's very real and it's active. If it's a first lady that don't like certain women in the ministry, those women won't like you either. It sounds childish, but it's a very real thing. And I need you all in the body of Christ to really wake up. You cannot be in the dark about certain things. Just because you might not hear people boldly talking about it, just because you may not experience it or you see it but overlook it, that doesn't mean that all of us are overlooking it. I'm not somewhere sitting crying about it, but I'm going to expose it. It needs to be exposed because a lot of women, they seem to be out to lunch and they seem to like try to sweep it under the rug and keep making excuses. But how many women will continue to be a fake woman at the expense of their friendships, of their children, of certain colleagues that they need for a bigger picture in the workplace? How many women will keep being fake and inauthentic at the expense of other people's hearts and emotions and well-being? This is why I want to boldly talk about this topic. But certain women will disassociate themselves to you or even say that they don't know you when they feel like other women don't like you. Sometimes you can be looked at as a woman that is very outspoken. And you all know, just like I know, when you are outspoken, that people are uncomfortable with it. They don't like someone that's outspoken. Some people feel like when you're outspoken that you are problematic. People are more comfortable when you are seen but not heard. They don't want you. A lot of people out here, us that tell the truth, us that are outspoken, us that are blunt and direct, a lot of people don't like these type of people, because I am one of those type of people. But I know from wisdom and maturity and older age that it's a time and place for it. But a fake woman, because a woman had tried to kind of challenge me in the video message or under the video message. God bless her heart. She was very respectful. So I don't know if that sister is tuned in, but she wasn't disrespectful at all. She was very respectful, but she tried to challenge the fact that she said it doesn't matter if a woman chooses you or not. If they're going to be loyal, some women just want to be loyal to their man. I want to let you all know that when I made the video Fake Women, it wasn't just coming from a romantic angle with a woman to a husband or a woman to a boyfriend. That's just one example that I use. And let me make this very, very crystal clear. That message was not about a woman choosing you, meaning, I want this woman to choose me to stay friends with her. I want this woman to choose me as being her cool co-worker. I want this woman to choose me to still kick it with me when we get out of church. Now, a lot of that message went over a lot of women's head. It wasn't about that. The bottom line was, in the face of truth, in the face of evil, if you as a woman know the truth, let's just take it to a man. It doesn't matter if it's your husband, sweetie. It doesn't matter if it's your boyfriend. It doesn't matter if it's a man that you're just sexually active with. I do not promote premarital sex. Let me throw that out there. I am a Christian woman. I will never promote that. But it doesn't matter if it's a man that you're sleeping with or that you are lusting over. And I got to say that, because a lot of women, you'll think that you're in love with a man, but you're in lust with him. Women don't want to admit that, but a lot of times they be angry. I've seen, let me let that go past. Guys, we are in Chicago. This happens all the time. Even when I'm in the house, you always gonna hear ambulance. It's a hospital very close in my neighborhood, so you always gonna hear that. But anyway, a lot of women are in lust with a man, and when they are in lust with a man, they will confuse it and feel like they are in love with a man. Okay, and they will go ham if they feel that another woman is trying to move towards that man, or she's having an innocent conversation with that man. I've seen women that a man has not even taken claim to, in her mind, think that that man is her man or that he belongs to her. And him simply having conversations with other women, she loses it. She blows her top. And so if you're lusting over a man, or you're even intimate with that man, but he's not your boyfriend, and you get wind of the fact that he's dealing with other women or talking to other women or trying to play a game with other women, and you still choose that man over the truth and evidence that that man is a known liar. He has been exposed as being a liar. He has been exposed as being married. He has been exposed of still dealing with the mother of his child or children. He has been exposed of being two-faced. He acts one way in front of you and tells you one thing, and then behind your back he goes to another woman and acts one way in front of her and tells her one thing. Sometimes he'll tell two or three different women different things. He'll even come and tell you that the woman said something about you to keep you mad at her, because he knows not all men do this. So calm down if it's men up here in the chat. But he'll know that if those women get along and they become cool and they come together, more than likely that man is going to come up in their topic of conversation and the truth is going to come out. So some men that's underhanded and conniving and slick and sneaky, they will tell a woman that they know is in very close proximity, maybe in the workplace, maybe in the church, maybe in the neighborhood, maybe they got mutual friends. They will tell that woman, so and so really don't like you. She said this about you. She said that. Oh, she crazy. I've talked about this numerous times. And that woman will look at that man like his mouth is a prayer book. I've seen women do it. They won't say, you know what, you keep coming back telling me that sister's saying stuff about me. Let me just go ask her for myself, because I don't know what you want. If more women spent more time checking these calibers of men, there would be less fights breaking out, less lives would not be being taken. Lives have been taken because a messy man has been in the midst of something, playing a game with different women's minds. And if those women are vulnerable, weak, and desperate, and starved for attention, they will ride out with that man. You are a fake woman, and I'm trying to say it as nice as possible, but you, my sister, are a fake woman if you know for a fact that a man is a dog, a liar, a manipulator, a master manipulator, and you know and have seen the evidence and gotten wind that he's messing with several other women or trying to deal with several other women, whether it's sex, talking to them, trying to convince them that he a good guy, whatever. If you still ride out with that man, or you got beef with that woman and you're angry at her, and you have not asked her questions, you have not asked her side of the story, you want to be in denial and delusional about solid evidence and very, very reliable resources that told you the truth about that man, you are a fake woman. And if you are a saved woman, you will be held accountable for these types of things. You have to operate in truth and integrity. Because if you are going to hold a secret grudge against a woman that has never done anything to you, she's never done anything to you, it's just one man is trying to convince you that she's talking about you, or she's crazy, or he's making you think that behind the scenes that woman is coming at him. Some of them will spin it like that. I don't want her. I don't like her. She been trying to talk to me. She be up in my face and texting me. She crazy. And a lot of women, a lot of you women out here, you fall for it. You eat it up. You eat it up. I've been around women. Girl, she crazy. She always be sweating him. I know about her. Now, since you don't know nothing about her, you know what that man told you. You have your first time to go and confront that woman. Because guess what? If you were a real woman and you caught that woman by herself, you will be shocked at the other part of information that comes out like a floodgate from one conversation. One conversation. You will be shocked at the information that you find out. And so I want to let you all know that a fake woman will never stand with you. It's not about her choosing you. It's not about you needing her to be your friend. In any setting, you don't have to be friends with a particular woman. You don't have to be connected to her. In the workplace, it could be a woman that she strikes up conversation with you every day that you come to work. Sometimes you may allow her to sit with you at lunch and you chat. You share a little bit about your life. She shares a little bit about her life. But if you are being bullied by a team lead or a supervisor or just a regular employee, if it hits the fan and management or corporate comes to you and says, so-and-so came to me and said that this particular team lead or supervisor or employee is doing this to her. I just want to ask, have you seen it with your own eyes? Can you confirm it? Because you are like the key witness, because you work alongside of her every day. And so we just want to know, can you confirm it? Because we're not going to take action until we get the confirmation from you. If you know the truth about that woman, totally removing, well, I might lose my job. Well, she might not like me no more. Well, people gonna stop talking to me. They gonna look at me as the work tattletale. But that woman, at her expense of being mistreated and abused and bullied by that team leader, that supervisor, it's on her account. And you know the truth, but you so worried about your own things and yourself instead of standing for truth. Let me break this down, because people act like they slow. They act like they don't get it. That's why I got to go live and really break this stuff down. Let me take it slow with you. If you know the truth with no fear of, okay, I'm going to lose my job, people going to look at me as the work tattletale, they're not going to, you know, okay, hold on, guys. Just let me, I got to just block some people because they just being silly up here. But anyway, if you know the truth, not worried about your assets and what's going to happen and whatever, you are a fake woman. You are a fake woman. Why would you sit in the presence of evil or injustice or abuse of any kind, or slander and lies and devilish gossip, and you know the truth, and when you're called out about what is the truth, and you are the one that can confirm what is true and what is real, but you don't, at the expense of that woman losing her job, being embarrassed, lies being told on her, slander being thrown her way, you are a fake woman. How can you say that the Spirit of the Lord is in you, but you refuse to stand for another woman? You never have to be her friend. And I think this is what some women were getting confused, because one was like, well, she don't have to choose me. Some women are just loyal to their man. Baby girl, you could be loyal to your man all day. What does this have to do with you knowing the truth? You were asked a question, you were given evidence about a man that has been lying to you and Susie and Renee and Donna, and all the evidence is in front of your face. I don't care if you've been with that man for 10 or 15 or 20 years. I don't care if he been blowing your back out for the past 6 months. Okay? I don't care what connection you have to that man. You were asked a question. You were asked, my sister, do you know that you're not the only one that that man is talking to? Do you know that he told you a lie and made you believe that she's saying certain things about you? Are you aware? And you lie, or you don't stand for truth and say, I do know that. Whether you choose to stay with that man or not, or be loyal to him, whatever, that's your business. That's your personal business. You could do what you want. But to not stand for truth at the expense of another woman, and she's being raked over the coals, you are a fake woman. The point that I made in that message was, a woman is a woman is a woman. You're going to be a woman at all times, no matter what heat is on you. You're not going to throw away your woman card and be like, well, you know, this my man and we got history. Sweetheart, what does that have to do with anything? This is just one topic. Let's remove the men. Let's just talk about you in a church setting, or work setting, or in a family dynamic. Again, you're confronted and asked, did your cousin do that to your other cousin? And you know the truth. You witnessed it, you heard it, you saw it. You've experienced whatever was done to that other cousin, she did it to you, but she did it like 10 years ago. But you know her character. but you refuse to stand on truth and you say, well, I don't have nothing to do with that. That's between y'all. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You're a fake woman. Because if something is on the line and you being a witness, it has nothing to do with that being your favorite cousin or you not wanting to be involved in it. Sometimes indirectly you're involved in things that really 100% does not involve you, but you're just asked a particular question. Stand on truth. And I'm especially talking to saved women. Do you know how many saved women I know that will lie? They'll just outright lie about a situation and they have the evidence. They know the truth. But they will feel like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's with y'all. Don't put me into that. Y'all being messy. Sis, you were asked a question. Somebody asking you a question and asking you to confirm something is not being messy. Being messy is if somebody come and be like, yeah, she was saying all this stuff about you and she said she would trying to rile you up so you go and confront that woman or physically fight her. That's being messy. But if you can stand to protect a woman and you choose not to because you want to be selfish and you think it's about you, how much or how many other areas of your life are you removing yourself, refusing to stand on truth, stay delusional in the face of evil at the expense of your sister, your best friend, your daughter, a fellow woman in Christ, a colleague at your job? Women that are fake and do these things and pull these types of stunts, typically they are not trustworthy women. They cannot be trusted. You might think, well, she's gonna ride with her man, or she said that ain't got nothing to do with her. It ain't deep like that. It's something small. Trust me, when other things kick off and you continue to associate with that woman, bigger things do come on the scene and she will still act the same way. Fake women, when it's popular to hate you, they will hate you. When it's popular for people to not like you, they will not like you. When it's popular to make jokes about you, they will make jokes about you. When it's popular and not cool to be linked to you as a friend or as a close associate, they will not be linked to you. They will allow what everybody else is saying to deter them away from being connected to you. Someone will come up to them and say, are you friends with her? I see you talking to her a lot. Oh no, we ain't friends. She come to me and ask me stuff here and there, but see, we ain't cool like that. You're fake. Because if you feel that strongly about a particular woman that she's not your friend, or you don't really care for her, but you spending an excessive amount of time with her behind the scenes, you calling her, you text messaging her, you emailing her, you then came into her personal life and met her kids, met her man, or you've introduced her to your family or whatever, you're fake. You're fake as hell. If you don't like a particular woman and you don't care for her, don't wait until you hear other people's opinions about that woman or rumors about that woman or how other people feel and the heat is too much for you. So then you jump on the bandwagon and be like, well, I don't want to be associated with her either. A lot of people don't like her either. So I ain't going to get caught up in that because it could ruin my reputation. A real woman is going to stand in the face of her friendship in spite of what other people say about that friend. Hey, Mr. Hoodie, I see you. I remember I hung with a young lady years ago. And this one, I may have told you all this story before, but I'll tell it again because it's contingent upon what I'm releasing today. But this young lady had mental illness. She took medication and she had an episode where it got really, really out of hand. So out of hand, the police had to be called. Her mother had to be called. And the ambulance came and they strapped her up and took her to the hospital. She had a very bad episode, but that became like a scarlet letter for that woman's life. This was years ago, but everybody kept talking about her. Even before I became friends with her, people was like, "Oh, Kiki, you better stay away from her. Don't F with her. That B is crazy. She went off and did all this in a store and tore it up and was knocking stuff off the shelf. She crazy." They kept saying that. But I took time and I said, you know what? I'm going to get to know her myself. I said, I'm going to take a chance and get to know her for myself. And I took the chance of getting to know her for myself. But you all know what happened? This is a very authentic story. People started calling me crazy too. People started the same rumors that they were spreading about her. Even before I connected with her and became friends with her, they started saying the same thing about me. Did I jump ship? Did I cut her off? Did I mistreat her based off what everybody else was telling me? Very highly anointed and well-known men and women of God was coming to me behind the scenes like, Kiki, you better be careful. Your reputation is being slandered and damaged from your association with her. I stood 10 toes down in that friendship with that girl for like 5 or 6 years. A lot of stuff that was said about her was true because I experienced her. Hanging with her, talking to her, I saw a lot of things. And then when I got tired, that's when I cut off. When she got to lying and disrespecting me and pulling me and stuff, I'm like, yeah, it's and I was having demonic dreams and inappropriate dreams. I said, yeah, it's time to go. She served her time in her season, and maybe God wanted me away from her. Maybe he broke up that friendship because maybe it was something about me. Because sometimes people always put something on another person and say, well, I cut that person off because they did this or that. But sometimes God could just remove you because it's something about you. You all got to be mature enough and open enough to receive that. It's not about everybody else. Sometimes you have a certain way or ways about yourself, and it's not a fit for certain friends. You haven't grown. And I know it was some areas I was immature in. Because that was when I was like cussing people clean out, going off a super hot head. So I knew I had a lot of growing to do. I wasn't soft with my words. I'm going to just be honest with you all. Just to take the attention off her just for a split second. She said something to me, I bit her head clean off. It was no talking. It was no sympathy. I did not give grace. Not in that sense, because baby, if you bold enough to say certain stuff to me and then you digging into certain stuff about what I share with you in my personal life and you don't even know what you're talking about, you're getting snapped on. Don't speak on nothing in my personal life that you think you know about. It doesn't matter if I told you a particular thing, you still don't have all the details. She made reference to when I was married. She didn't even know me anytime when I was married. But becoming friends with her, I shared with her certain things I experienced in my marriage. And I had told her how I filed for a divorce and left. Randomly, we were arguing about something. And I had already been divorced for years. But we were arguing about something and she came and said, I feel like you angry. And I said, angry about what? No. You will not finagle this conversation and you will not manipulate the conversation. I said, I'm confronting you because you did something disrespectful and I don't like what you did. Deal with that. Just sit with that and accept that you were wrong. To try to Jedi mind trick me or reverse Uno card me. She says, well, Kiki, I think you just mad, because of your divorce. And at the time of me being friends with her, I had been divorced for more than 5 or 6 years. Do you all see the point I'm making? You a fake woman. What does my divorce have to do with the fact that right now I'm checking you on your conduct? See, you trying to hit below the belt, sweetheart. That's not going to work. And I've come across several people like that. They will try to dig into something you shared with them or something from your past because they want to one-up you in a disagreement or an argument. Another sign of a fake woman. And I don't care how people feel about it. You are a fake, inauthentic woman if you have to resort to bringing up your friends, your cousin, your colleague, something she shared with you in private. Because you can't stand to be told the truth about yourself. So to remove the attention of what you're being confronted about, you want to try to bring up some old information you know about her. You're fake. You are not authentic. A real woman stands in her womanhood regardless. The heat was on me as a leader when I attended this church. People were saying I was crazy. She was attractive, dressed real nice. Our dress code was on point. Nails on point, hair on point, makeup on point, high heels on point. Me and her. Me and her. And so people was like, Kiki, now come on, you and this girl ain't even at your level, mentally, spiritually, or intellectually. And you sitting up here hanging with her is damaging your reputation. But I still remained a friend to her. It didn't matter to me. She came to me one day and said, and I think she even posted on Facebook, she said, what you all don't understand is that Kiki, her still being my friend in the midst of what everybody got to say about me is very honorable. So it's not like she didn't give me props for, standing with her. But all I'm saying is that you are a fake woman if you can't do that. What are you afraid of? What's really going to happen because somebody spread the rumor? What's going to happen if somebody tries to peg you and put you at the same level of a friend when you know for a fact you have not done the things that they've done? Why does it bother you so much if people are trying to put you at her level? Let me give you all another example. Another great example is that you could be a woman that's the total opposite of your female friend. You can have a female friend that's super promiscuous, and you're the total polar opposite of her. But you know what people will do? Oh, you hang with her, I know you a hoe like her. Nah, the devil is a liar. It's just I know who I am as a woman, and I stand on that. Don't try to, and first of all, you gonna get up off my friend. Because, see, it don't matter what you think you know about her. You don't know enough information. So if she just slept with 200 men, that's not going to stop me from being a friend because you trying to light me up and say, oh, you think I'm like her. This particular friend, people in the church, they used to spread rumors about her saying, oh, be careful, don't go around her. She taking everybody man. One musician came to me one day and he was like, yeah, Kiki, they saying both of y'all going around the church taking people man. What the hell are you talking about? We used to be laughing and clowning some of them and behind the scenes. But when people are insecure, and we were around, it was a lot of very insecure women. A lot of them were married, some were unmarried. But what I'm saying is that I wasn't fake. I wasn't about to cut her off based off what other people's opinions were of her. If I was going to be a friend of her, I was going to be a friend of her 100%. Not when it was beneficial and convenient for me. How many of you can say in the heat and in the storm of your friend being slandered or things being said about her, especially from my young sisters that's up here, have you cut off a friend because you just could not handle the heat of what was being said about her? You got to think about that. And now you've got to say, why did I cut off this friend? Simply based off what people are saying about her. Your friendship should not stop because rumors are being spread about your friend. Now, sometimes God will tell you to disconnect from people. You do have to watch the company you keep. But let me explain something to you that a lot of you all don't know. Some people really are your assignment for a season. And for a season, you will be connected to a certain person because it's something that God wants you to pour into them. And when you pour into them, they learn and they grow from it. And when you have laid enough foundation and poured enough of what you were supposed to pour into them, then the friendship ends. It's over. You all got to be spiritually mature and understand that. Stop listening to these preachers always telling you, you got to watch the company you keep. If ain't nobody on your level, you got to cut them off. Birds of a feather flock together. That's not biblical. That's an old African proverb. Birds of a feather flock together. It is not biblical. It is not of God. Human beings made that up. Don't add anything to the Bible that don't belong there. It's heresy, it's heretical. You cannot come with a different gospel. Birds of a feather flock together is not of God. It's not biblical. The Bible does talk about us watching the company that we keep and how our good manners can be corrupted. Oh yeah, that's biblical. So we know that. But there are going to be seasons in your life where you are connected to certain people and you are at a higher level than them. Not meaning you're better than them, but you are more experienced than them in a certain area. You are more mature than them. You may have a different or deeper connection with the Lord than they do. And so they're in your life for a season because God wants you to pray them through. All I'm saying is that fake women are out here. And you can keep ignoring it and acting like, oh, it's not a big deal. We don't care about that. But when it's at your expense and it's making you lose certain things, then that's when a lot of you all will start to care. You a fake woman if your friend is struggling and you have to help her, whether it be financially, whether you helping her because she's just having a hard time with her children or in her marriage or even with herself. She may not fully know who she is. If you go out and you start exposing her vulnerabilities, it's a very disgusting spirit when you see someone expose the vulnerability of a man or a woman, especially publicly. See, it's one thing when you do it publicly. You get online, you make a video, you say their name, and you doing that. But then to just offline, you still doing it and you doing it to people you come in contact with that know that woman. You telling other family members her business. One thing that family will do, family, and I speak about this all the time, family will feel like they have the license and it's okay for them to say certain things because they are blood related to you. If you are not bonded to a family member, if you are not connected with them, if you don't talk to them at all, it don't matter that they related to you. If you have no personal connection with them, they don't have a right to talk or speak on anything that you got going on, especially if they not willing to help. That's what trips me out about people. I've had cousins open up their mouth and say certain things pertaining to me. I have no connection to them. There is zero bonding, zero connection. They don't have my number. I don't have theirs. I don't even know where they live. I'm not speaking on no cousins that I don't have no bond with. But a lot of them be real comfortable doing that. And so what I'm saying is that a real woman, the point I'm making is that you stand on truth when you are confronted, especially when you have the evidence. No real woman is going to go and expose your vulnerabilities. What did you get out of it? So what if you helping a friend financially? What do you personally get by going to tell a bunch of other people what it is you doing for that friend? What is it that you're looking for if you're doing this? What are you looking for? What reward is it that you want, or what reward are you looking for by telling people, yeah, girl, I pay her bill for her. I'm helping her. What do you get out of it? You this starved just for somebody to tell you, ooh, I don't know what she would do without you. You a good friend. You living for that type of compliment? Or what exposing the vulnerability of a woman. Maybe she did fail at something in her life. Even her being a mother. What do you get out of it? What does any woman on this earth get out of going to expose that vulnerability to other people? You get nothing. You gain nothing. But a real woman will take charge. You see that woman is weak in her womanhood and her being a mother, and you could step in and say, you know what, but I got the strength in this area. I can help sis. I'm educated and knowledgeable in that area. Instead of laughing at her and mocking her and tearing her down, telling her she ain't SHIT and dogging her out, I'm going to step in and see what resources I have that I can contribute to her personal situation so she can be better. I'm going to see what I can say to her that'll help her to become a better mother. That's what a real woman does. Fake, silly, immature women, insecure women, jealous spirited women, spiteful women, malicious women, conniving women. They go and expose your failures, your faults. If you have an addiction problem, they shout on the mountaintop and tell everybody about it. It's disgusting. You get nothing from it, and Christian women do it. But baby, you are not done living. You up today and can be down tomorrow. You can be down in 30 seconds. You don't know. You can never get comfortable in the position you in and just feel like life can't happen to you. That's the point. And then, to me, fake women, they are always projecting who they are on a bunch of other women. Ladies, please stop doing this. Stop projecting your personal experiences with a man, with friendships. Stop categorizing all women and making all women out to be the type of woman you are. I don't allow women to do that to me. And when you check women on that, well, baby, you ain't better than nobody. You can't be judgmental. What judgment was passed? How do you figure I think I'm better? Because I'm correcting you and rebuking you, telling you, stop projecting who you are on me. You don't come on the scene and call women who may have been weak emotionally and they know the truth about a man, or they think that they in love with a man. You call them stupid. Or you call them dumb and you say, most women are stupid. The devil is a liar. You don't know enough information about every woman that's on this planet. Every woman, all of us were not raised the same. Every woman did not come out of a 2-parent household. But I will never allow any woman, I don't care who she is, you can't come to me and make that type of statement, because it's not going to fly with me. Think what you want. I don't think I'm better. It's no judgment. It's a fact. I came from a 2-parent household, and my mother and father, rest both of their souls, they taught me the red flags to look for in a man. Even if initially when I was married, I let certain stuff fly because I never dated, had never had sex. All my first time things, I did it with the ex-husband. And so, yeah, you gonna be snowed in and in the dark and blind to a lot of stuff. But when you wake up, and you remember who you are and remember that you God's daughter or even God's son, whatever, you don't allow it. Some women are just really broken women. And they continue to get into the same relationships. But different men are constantly tearing them down. And they will know the truth about that man. That's their personal choice. I don't have anything to say about that. It's a very sad thing. It's a very sad thing. But what I'm telling you all is that a fake woman is always trying to be removed from what she already knows is the truth. A fake woman is always going to expose your failures and your vulnerabilities. And it's like, for what reason? You got to really pay attention to the women that do it and you haven't done anything to them. They could be offended by you and angry and all of that. But if you know for a fact you haven't done anything personally to them, and you get wind of them telling your business to other people, especially people that don't know you and they just being spiteful, that speaks volumes of that woman's character and where her head is at and where she's at spiritually. It speaks volumes. Oh, her dogs are so cute. This lady just pulled up next to me and she got 2 pit bulls in her truck. And they are so cute. But I think that women overall have to do better in a sense of not always making excuses for why women do certain things when they know better. See, I don't have a lot to say about a woman that I know is in ignorance, honestly, because I'm just going to tell you guys the truth. I've been around some women and I know that they are not knowledgeable about certain things because of how they were raised. If they were raised in a household with a single mom and their mother ran through men, they had a bunch of different men. Every time they woke up in the middle of the night, their mama had a different man in the house. And the Bible talks about this, how you don't teach and train your daughters to be whores. I'm paraphrasing, but the Bible touches on this. Some women will teach their daughters, yeah, you take him for everything he got. You ain't got to get down with him if you don't want to. And so some women, they grow up with that mentality. They didn't have a mother that put her foot down and she was able to be in control of her emotions. She was not emotionally intelligent. Emotionally, just the core of that woman, she was not strong. And so a lot of women, it may be you grew up in a household with weak women. I know y'all don't like to hear that. That's not shade. That's not a low blow. That's not me hitting below the belt. But mentally and emotionally, some of you all came out of a household with weak women. And when I say that, I'm saying they put up and took whatever a man did to them. They took it and took it and took it and took it. Just so they can say, but this my man. I love my man. No, but your daughters, your children are seeing you beat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your rent is not getting paid because he stole your check, sis. And he went and gambled it. He went and smoked it. He went and drank it, sis. A lot of women have been in that, and they saw the women before them allow whatever that man wanted to do. They took it and took it. They accepted it. They rested in it. They saw that. But at a young age, my mother taught me, oh no, that's not going to work. You don't allow a man to do that. And it's not your fault, but we grown here. We only speak in truth. But you don't have to be a part of that trauma. When you see the truth, however you choose to handle it, whether it be in public or behind the scenes, just don't deny the truth. And don't do it at the expense of another woman. If you see another woman being hurt, if you see another woman being lied on, if you see injustice taking place with that woman, if you see that woman is being mistreated, you need to speak up if you know the facts and if you know the truth, or if you are confronted and someone is asking something of you. Because sometimes you just simply telling the truth or confirming something, that would be enough to help that other woman's situation. But if you remove yourself from it and say, well, I don't want to be involved in that, that don't have nothing to do with me, that's her situation. And that woman going through hell when you could have just simply answered one question or just confirmed one thing, but you chose not to. And now all of the things that's happening to that woman, it has increased. It's crazy. It's crazy. And when you try to tell women, I've called certain women fake. I've called them right to their face like, oh, you fake as hell. Why would you do that? So you couldn't have my back? If you look over friendships where people were going to certain friends and telling them stuff about you, and your friend would come and tell you what was said. Why are you coming to me telling me what was said? What the hell did you say while you was sitting there and the person was talking? Don't come back and tell me nothing nobody said about me. Come back and tell me what you said to check them when they started talking about me. You real comfortable, my sister, coming back telling me what was said, but I want to know what you said to take up for me and defend me and my honor. What did you say? How did you even sit there all that time just letting somebody just dog me out? And so to me, that's fake. When somebody is comfortable going to one of your friends or even family members and just dogging you out, talking about you. And I said before, I've confronted family members and said certain stuff, and certain elders in the family would say, a lot of them are deceased now, but they would say, oh, that ain't no big deal. You can't be worried about that. People just gonna be people. Stop making excuses. Y'all gotta stop. Elders included. You've got to confront family members, especially when they female, about their bad conduct. Stop being a coward. Stop sweeping stuff under the rug. Stop excusing it. Just stop. Toxic behavior, abusive behavior, how can it be healed? How can it be corrected if it's not confronted with truth? How? So we just gonna continue to just keep sweeping stuff under the rug and nobody can ever be confronted. So for the rest of your life, you just gonna be a coward. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. A fake woman will sit back, be in your face, smiling at you, going to lunch with you, calling you, texting you, telling you she loves you and you her BFF and you friends with her. And let's just say it was in the workplace. And then when it's out where you leave or get fired or whatever, all of a sudden she starts talking about you and telling all your business. She'll tell more details of your situation than you even told. That's fake. Another story I could give you all, this was real. I don't think I told this one, but I remember at my old job, it was a young lady, a Hispanic woman, and it was a guy that she really, really liked at the job. She was crazy about this guy. I'm talking about crazy about him. And she really liked him. But he wasn't too much giving her the energy she expected him to give her. And so shortly after, they would have they had a few conversations here and there. And so he came out and told her one day that he had a girlfriend. And his girlfriend worked at the job as well. She was younger than him, and he had told her, like, and I guess in so many ways that they were in a relationship. And she was so upset about it. She called me one day when we had got off of work. She was really, I don't remember if she was crying, but I know she was very distraught off this young man not liking her. And she was like, Kiki, I just can't believe it. I really love him. I feel like I love him. I'm into him. I like him. I'm so attracted to him. And she was a virgin at the time. And she was just like, I just want to be with him. But, he got a girlfriend. And so they continued to be friends. But when she really, really saw that this man was in the thick of their relationship with that girl, and he kind of started to distance himself from her because he didn't want to disrespect his girlfriend in their relationship. She was stalking them on Facebook. She was paying attention to every post he was putting up. She would text me or call me and tell me what she saw he was posting, blah, blah, blah. And she was younger than me. So it was to be expected coming from me. I'm like, yeah, well, she younger, not in control of her emotions. So this is to be expected. But she got very angry at him and she stopped talking to him. And I think she told him, don't say anything to her at work. She just could not handle that this man was in a relationship with this young lady. And so she ended up telling her grandmother about it. And the grandmother was like, well, you got to let that go. He moved on with the girl. He did respect you enough to tell you he was in a relationship with her. Because most men would just lie and try to play both sides. He was always upfront and honest with her. And so I was cool with him. Okay? This has happened to me 2 or 3 times in my life. Where a girl that was my friend Something didn't go right with her and the guy that she liked, but the guy personally didn't do anything to me. Now, I'm not saying I was friends with the man, but if I saw him in church and he spoke, I spoke back. Hey, my brother, how you doing? God bless. What's going on? How's the family? Okay. It was the same thing with this guy at work. He come in. His name was Sebastian. He would come in. I say, hey, Sebastian, how you doing? He say, hey, Kiki. He would like make a little funny joke. He would give me a hug or we would fist bump. And that's it. And so I would catch her sometimes at work. She would be staring at me. Like if I was going to a meeting or going to the bathroom or it was lunchtime, I was pass through her because her lunch hour was different than mine some days. And I would be on my way to go to the bathroom and walk to my car to eat my lunch because I didn't sit with my coworkers. Baby, I would go in my car and drive off and go get me something to eat of my choice. Okay? And so I would just catch her staring at me, real sinister like she had anger. And so I let it go on for months and months. Because I don't get caught up in that. Baby, you can stare at me and be mean mugging me, and I've caught women looking at me and eating all aggressively. Baby, you could play them games all you want. Until you say something I ain't really paying attention, I'm going to be laughing. None of that intimidate me. Because women are trying to do that. They'll try to give you the evil eye and be, baby, I'm going to laugh at you because you look weird. You look weird making all these ugly faces. You making yourself look like a deformed creature, but whatever. Go off. Go off, sis. I'm going to let you have it. So she was just making these faces. I'm like, yeah, whatever. No sweat off my back. No sweat off my back. No skin off my back. Whatever. And so it continued and she got more aggressive with it. And then it got to the point I saw her and another girl. They both would be staring at me. So then I said, okay, now I got to confront her. Because the whole time she was still texting me and still calling me. But I can discern that aggression that was there. So I confronted her one day. We came in. We were clocking in the morning. It's like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I confronted her. She was standing outside the bathroom. And I'm like, do you have an issue with me? I said, what's going on with you? I said, did I do anything or say anything to offend you? She said, no, I don't have an issue. Nothing is wrong. I said, okay, good. Well, I feel there's some tension. I feel there's some aggression coming from you. You ain't really smiling no more. Usually when I would come in, you would smile and walk to my car and we walk in the building together. But you're not saying nothing. You acting kind of funny. She's like, no, I'm just stressed out because she was in school at the time. She was working on one of her degrees. And I was cheering her on and like, yeah, girl, you could do it and da-da-da-da-da. And she was living with her grandmother at the time. And, I'm just encouraging her and uplifting her. And more time passed and she grew more and more aggressive and distant. And I could just pick up on it. You know what you know. Somebody could be looking you in your face and you confronted them, but your discernment button is off. You know it's not off. And it was stronger. It was getting stronger. I'm like, no, this is not a figment of my imagination. This girl got an issue with me. And I was just confused because I'm like, she don't even see me. I don't hang out with her outside of work. Like one time, she drove me to my vehicle because I parked a ways away from the building we worked in. She was like, Kiki, want me to drive you to your car? I'm like, yeah, sure. And she was like, well, I'm hungry. I'm finna go stop at Burger King, give me something to eat. Want me to treat you to lunch. And I'm like, well, I got a little bit of extra time to kill before I go back to the city because my job was not in Chicago. I worked like an hour outside of Chicago at the time. And I had 2 jobs. So I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go get something to eat. I got like 2 or 3 hours to play around with. And so I'm just like, but besides that, she had never met my kids. She had never been to my home. I had never been to her home, but we was like super, super cool at work. And so time just went on and I noticed, because I just was disturbed. I think I might have even went to God about it. I'm like, okay, Lord, because that's what I do. Anything that's going on around me in my life, you better believe I'm going to God about it. So I'm like, God, what's up with her? She has a lot of aggression towards me, but I have not done anything to her. I have not gossiped about her. Any secrets she's told me, I have not repeated or released any information. I keep it to myself. And you know that, Lord. What's the issue? And she keeps lying. I knew I was picking up on her line when I would confront her about it. I confronted her 3 or 4 times over the course of like a year and a half. She kept denying it. The answer came to me real quick one day, and it just was so simple. I was just at work one day. It was a real quiet, chill day. And it came to me, she's angry that you still communicate with Sebastian. It came to me real simple like that. It wasn't deep. It wasn't drawn out. And I kind of had that thought in the back of my mind, but she kept saying, oh, I'm over him. I don't like him. But I think it was jealousy there because she saw that we would fist bump. And he'd come and put his arm around me and be like, what up, Kiki? And he say some stuff in Spanish to me. And I would say stuff in Spanish because he was always telling me, like, Kiki, your Spanish is really, really good. And so sometimes I would have a small conversation in Spanish with, certain co-workers that were Hispanic. All of them weren't, but it would be a few there. And we'd be talking and all of that. He'd be like, man, Kiki, who really taught you that? You really speak well in their language. And so she would see him talking to me, and he would come by me, and she felt some type of way. And when I left the job, an old co-worker, which to this day I still have contact with this co-worker, and she said, Kiki, she was talking about you and she said this and said that. I'm like, wait, hold on. The day that I left, she wasn't even there. She was gone for like 2 weeks. How's she gonna come tell you about my situation? Because this particular coworker, this older woman that told me, she was out for like 4 months. She had to go get a surgery. And so she was out for a while. But when she came back, she was looking for me. At that point, I hadn't talked to her. Okay, I was waiting for her to get healed and all that because I knew it was going to take months for her to heal from this particular surgery she had to get. But she was looking for me and she didn't see me. So she asked around. This particular girl I was cool with was like, yeah, I heard that this happened to her and that happened to her. And I'm like, how's this girl telling you about my business when the day that I left, she wasn't even there? She don't know anything about what happened. She don't know nothing about when I was in the meeting and what I said and what went on. And at the time, my mother was dying from COVID. That girl didn't know nothing about what was going on behind the scenes with me. But she was jaw-jabbing and talking out of turn. I can't stand people that talk out of turn. You don't even know what you're talking about. You just talking just to be talking. You just want to be seen and heard. And so it just came to me clear as day. I said, this girl is upset because I'm still cool with this man that she liked. But he was never her man. You liked him that much and you wanted him that bad, but you couldn't handle the fact that this man got a girlfriend, politely told you he was in a relationship with the girl. He never slept with you. Y'all never had no relationship, but emotionally and mentally where you are, you just cannot accept and rest in the fact he does not belong to you. He has somebody else. So you feel like because we're cool at work, that I'm just supposed to hate him because you hate him. But he did not do anything to me. That's the truth. I stood on the truth. It didn't matter how cool I was with her. When do we stop with the witchcraft? Did y'all know that that's witchcraft? Let me just make you understand. If you currently have a friend and somebody's coming to you and they just broke up with somebody or they fell out with a fellow co-worker or it's a certain family member that your cousin don't like or your auntie don't like or whatever, and they coming to you and they told you, well, I fell out with so-and-so. I'm not cool with so-and-so. Okay. And then you hate them strictly based off what that friend or that colleague told you. This witchcraft. How can somebody come and tell you, well, I got an issue with them. I don't talk to them, so you don't talk to them because me and you cool. The devil is a liar. I don't have to stop being cool with nobody because you not cool with them. Now, I know some of y'all would try to argue me down. You would try to argue me down and be like, but Kiki, you got to be loyal. You got to be loyal. You don't mess with the op. You don't mess with the op. What are you talking about? How's you messing with an op? Operate in truth. Your best friend could have fallen out with somebody. I'm not saying you hanging with him. I'm not saying you're going to the mall, you're going to lunch with him, you're talking to him on the phone, and I'm not saying you doing none of that, but you can't be civil. So I'm wrong to be civil to somebody because one of my friends broke up with him or divorced him. It was a couple of friends that I had. And when I divorced my ex-husband, they became friends with him on Facebook. I knew out of spite he requested them as a friend because they made sure they called and told me. One of them was like, Kiki, how do you feel? Your ex-husband is requesting me as a friend. I don't even know him. But I know that you didn't left him, and I think he trying to dig into something. But would you feel some type of way if I accepted his request? No, I wouldn't. You grown. I don't have nothing to do with who you accepting on Facebook. I don't even care about that. It's honorable for somebody to ask because I know how it is. I get it. I get it. People want to know. I wouldn't want my friends to feel uncomfortable. I would probably ask them similar questions too. But for you to just get mad and think you gonna run me and control me because you hate somebody and you think because we friends I'm supposed to hate them too. No. What happens is that you're fake if you tell my business to that person. If I've cut that person off or I dated that man and I broke up with him, if you see him and you say hi about him, even if he question you about me, you don't tell him none of my business. You're wrong. You're fake. You're a fake woman if you do that. You're not supposed to be telling your friends, my business is not your husband's business, period. My business is not your sister's business. It's not your boyfriend's business. It's not your co-worker's business. What I share with you as my friend is between me and you. I'm not going to go home to my husband if I was married and have pillow talk with him and bring up my friends and start telling my man all of my friends' business. But you know how many women do this? And do you know how many fights have broke out? And do you know how perverted and tainted a real friendship becomes when women start doing this? You have to leave it separate. I'm not saying don't confide in your man. I get it. Before y'all come up here, I know y'all gonna be like, well, I tell my man everything and I love him. That's how we get down with each other. Okay, but baby, you know to set a boundary there. If you know that it's something deep going on with me, or I broke up with my man, or it ended real bad, I'm going through an ugly divorce, how dare you tell your husband my personal business? I didn't give you permission to do that. You could tell your husband, well, you know what, Kiki going through something. Keep her up in prayer. But for you to break down the details, even if I'm in the wrong of something, why are you talking about me to your man? You're fake, you're out of order. See, some of y'all, you don't care about this stuff until it hit your doorstep. You don't care about it until you experience it. So it's easy for you to sit on the sideline and be like, but see, I do that and I don't feel nothing about it. Yeah, you don't feel nothing about it because it ain't hit your doorstep. You don't speak on nothing you ain't never came from. You don't even know what you're talking about. It's a dangerous thing. You telling your friend's business to your boyfriend and to your man, and your boyfriend and your man, your husband, they start to hate your friend based off what you're telling them. You're fake. You're stirring up confusion. If your husband hates your best friend, let him hate her on his own. Let him have his own personal experience. Well, let him see some stuff about that woman on his own and be like, babe, I don't like her. I feel like you need to cut ties with her. Because I done seen some stuff and my spirit ain't checking out right with her. See, couples that had these type of conversations, that ain't our business. More power to you. Because if I was married, I would have those. I want my man to come and tell me like, babe, you got a snake in your camp. See, I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about that man don't know nothing about your best friend. Your best friend is the sweetest person. But you think that you got the right and the license to talk about your friend's personal business with your man. You're out of order. You're out of order. Why is it that certain people, even in my own life, and I see it with other people, why do people who are not my friends, now you my friend, I'm cool with you, but why is people in your camp, why do they know so much of my business? You're out of order. I didn't give you the permission to tell anybody anything about me and what I'm going through. I gave it to you. It's for you to hold that information. Because first of all, I ain't no open book. But if I get to a place where I feel like I can trust you and I share something with you, that's not public knowledge. It's not for the world. It probably already was difficult as hell for me to even tell you a little bit I told you. But you blasting me to your mother, you blasting me to your kids, your grown kids. See, that's really something else. I told you before, when you see your friends' kids disrespecting you, it's because their friend and told your business to some of them. And they've developed an opinion about you based off what they heard the friends say behind your back. I done seen it all. And I've experienced a lot. And this is not a pity party for anybody to feel sorry for me, but I'm trying to school you all. Because people do this stuff and you got to check it in the gate. This is why I'm real leery of certain people. You got to watch people character. This is why more people now are loners. Because being around certain people, it is freaking exhausting. It literally will drain your spirit. Because they are all over the place. They talking to everybody. They hanging with everybody. They kicking it with everybody. They letting all these people come in their house. It's weird. It's weird. Nah, baby girl, I don't get down like that. You kicking it with groups of women. This is not using wisdom. So now I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Any woman I see that's always with cliques of women, always hanging out with them, always partying with them, I'm watching her. Oh, I got my eye on you. And I'm very selective with what I tell you. It becomes mentally. You ever been around somebody and you upbeat, you okay, but when you get around them, you just start to physically and mentally feel exhausted. You start yawning. I don't know if y'all operate like that, but some stuff with me is more mental and emotional. If y'all catch my drift, like an example is like with your children. I'm very sensitive about my son and my daughter, right? And so they will not tell me certain things because they know how I act. My son have told me, this mom, this why I don't tell you certain stuff. Because I know you're going to go off. If somebody trying to harm my son or my daughter, I lose it. And so my love for them, can one of y'all put in the chat if you experience this? This might sound weird what I'm about to tell y'all, but this is a very real thing with me. Because I love hard. I love hard. If I tell you I love you, I mean it. I don't play around with that and casually say that. And so the love I have for my kids, if they hurt me or I feel like they've disobeyed something and we're not seeing eye to eye, it will sometimes affect me physically. When my daughter went through something a couple of years ago, me and her were not seeing eye to eye. And physically, things were shifting in my body. Can somebody just quickly come in the chat and tell me if you experience this? Y'all got to understand, when you love, sometimes physically, it will do stuff to your body when you love real deep. I know some of y'all, you're not going to believe that, but that's a real thing. I was having heart palpitations. I was very heartbroken because she was going through something and it was causing us to, we was really bumping heads, and me and my daughter was like this. But you know, when your kids get around certain friends and they got influence over them, I'm telling you, my heart was moving. It was moving like it was breaking. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. My brother, I'm very close to my two older brothers. As you all know, some of you are my other brother. He's deceased. He died a year before my mother. But if I argue with my brother, when you love somebody and you argue with them, those arguments are very intense. Versus somebody else can come to me and be arguing with me, I'm going to be laughing at you. I'm going to be like, man, anyway, bye. And I'm gone. But when you love somebody, oh, you going to stand in that. I'm going to stand in that. And they are intense. Just think about any debate or argument you've gotten into with somebody that you love is serious. And it would affect you physically. Stuff be moving in your stomach, in your chest. You a sweat. Stuff goes on physically. It's a very real thing. That's why you got to be careful who you give your heart to. Now, with your children, I mean, that is what it is. I'm never going to try to downplay that or hide that. That's love. But somebody else, look, I'd be removed. Like, okay, whatever. But the point I'm making is that when you love somebody, you feel it. You feel it in your heart. You feel it in your chest. Some mothers, after they have a baby, They could be in one room and a newborn baby is in another room. This is something else I experienced. And my daughter is my rainbow baby. I lost a set of twins before I got pregnant with her. I shared that with you all as well. So I was just on the edge. Like, oh my God. So I could be in one room and she was in another room. And if I heard her crying, my stomach would move. Just mentally, I was just in another space. Like, oh my God, I'm scared, I'm anxious. She's crying. I have to drop whatever I'm doing. I have to go see what's going on with her. That's what it was. So wait, guys, it's trolls up here. I gotta get. Hey, Ashley, I see you. Dest, I see you, my sister. I see you. Titus, I see y'all. I see y'all. Michelle, I see you. My sister Randy, I see you. Demario, April, I see all of y'all up here. I see y'all. Moonlight Babe, I see you. But what I'm saying is that if somebody that you're connected to, you'll know they a fake woman. If things you share with that woman and you don't hang with her friends or you're not connected to her family like you are connected to her, but they know all your business. Red flag, she fake. Some people be like, I ain't gonna call her fake. Somebody came up under that video, but I wouldn't go that far and call a woman fake. You fake if you can't stand in truth. You fake if you doing stuff inappropriately when it comes to somebody that you saying you cool with. You saying that they your friend. You telling them that you love them. And you moving different. You moving funny. It's inauthentic. If you are inauthentic with a woman and you saying you her friend, you're fake. Why would you tell me that you look at me as a friend, but you know in your heart you don't view me as a friend? You're fake. You're lying. You're lying. If you say you somebody friend and a bunch of other people talking about them, why would you not defend them? You're fake. What are you scared of? What is it going to take away from you to go and defend your friend in her honor? What does it take away from you? You scared because you worried about some people saying they don't like you or questioning you about why you taking up for her. She's your friend. You a fake woman if you got a cousin that will listen to another cousin dog you out and tell your business, and you know that they not even connected to that other cousin. I have to stop and be like, why are you telling me this about we related, but she ain't did nothing to me? I don't understand. If anything, you should be trying to be the peacemaker. But I've had cousins in my family that will pick and choose certain cousins that they want to like and respect. It's disgusting. You're fake as hell. Period. Family is family is family, whether you like them or not. Now, you ain't got to be bonded to them. You ain't got to be close with them. And y'all kissing and hugging and singing kumbaya. I'm not saying that. But when it come down to it, if you see your family member in distress and you see somebody rising up against them and they doing something, you need to defend them. Like, are you serious? Now, in some situations, they bring stuff on themselves. That ain't your battle. You got to pick your battle. You got to use wisdom. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And so I just wanted to lay this topic on you all because so many women, they sweep under the rug things that women do all the time. And they take it lightly until, like I said, it hit their doorstep. And I believe that all of us at one point or another, some people was coming up under that video. It was mainly men talking about most women don't like each other. The devil is a liar. Where are you getting this stuff from? Stop projecting and saying that most women don't like each other. Where do people get this stuff from? I'm not walking around talking about, oh, I don't like women. I get along better with men. No. The Bible says if a man wants friends, he must first show himself friendly. See, that's your personal issue. If I'm being friendly to you and genuine with you, but you want to have evil suspicions towards me or go off what you heard, when you know darn well I have not done anything to you personally, then you go ahead, my sister, and be fake. Don't try to connect with me or any other woman because you have a personal agenda. Some women will want to be associated with you and connected to you because they want it to benefit them. Because if you are an important woman, or you got some type of pull or clout, or you're a certain way, at a certain area, and you got some leverage, or your name is out there, or you important, y'all know what I'm getting at. I don't really like to dig and start talking about all this other stuff, because don't none of that matter. But those that been following me for a while, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But some women are try to be fake and act like they cool and like you so much because they got another agenda. They only want to kick with you because they want to look important, and they want to take off, and they want to be associated with you. So somebody be like, man, you know Kiki, man, you know Renee, man, you know Deborah, man, that's the plug. Well, you all know what I'm saying. It's an example without me getting deep into all that. But women do it all the time. They at a certain level and they want to go to a higher level, so they are fake, act like they like you and supportive of you. Because they trying to blow up or catapult to a certain level. The point I'm making with that ain't no shade towards nobody. That's very general. I have to put these disclaimers out because women, people, period, they personalize a lot of stuff that you say. But I know a lot of y'all, I hope you all don't personalize it, because I don't know what y'all do in y'all personal life. Even those up here that are supportive of me, I love you. That's real. I love you. I don't have no issue. I'm not mad at anybody. If you come up here in my comment section, or you've shared my video, or come to my live and you showing me love, I love you right back. It's not no diss towards any of you. But all I'm saying is that women, you have to be who you are at all times, in spite of what you see going on around you. A fake woman is always going to be removing herself from situations, and she's asked to tell the truth. Now, if a woman not really directly asked and she just in silence, like, it is what it is. Because I think all of us have done that. If something is not really directly applying to us and it's not really affecting us, I mean, it's your right to remain silent. But I'm saying, if you're pulled into something for a good cause and somebody needs you to confirm something. I've seen some women refuse to be friends with other women because they heard a rumor. Why would you do that? Why would you not take your time and get to know that woman on your own? You don't know nothing about that sister. You listening to what other women are saying. Even if you feel like your source is super reliable, you don't know the spirit behind your friend that's coming to you about that woman. You got to know your people. You could have a friend that's jealous of that woman she talking about. You could have a friend that's insecure. You could have a friend that's holding a grudge against something that woman did to her years ago, but she not telling you the whole story. God holds you accountable for this stuff. The Bible speaks on, not dealing with each other deceitfully. So I don't even understand why some women was coming up there trying to be sassy at the mouth about, I wouldn't do that. And I'm them, most women stupid and a lot of women don't get along. Where y'all getting this stuff from? Now the women, you think they stupid. The women you probably come across don't get along. I ain't never gonna speak that on the women that I know, because it's not true. It's not truth. Women can get along. Women can be united. Women can come together. Women can be friends. Women can be around other pretty and successful and intelligent women and get along. And it ain't nothing underhanded, and it ain't nothing sneaky going on. It's pure. Stop putting that energy out. Most women don't like each other. Oh, it's hard to find a real woman. No, it's not. Stop projecting. You ain't came across no real woman. But some are out here where they will protect you. The world have made it into, they make memes about it, where they'll be like, yeah, a woman will see that your crown is crooked, but she'll adjust it and never tell the world it was crooked. Something like that it say. Okay, that's what the world say. But I'm just saying, you standing in your totality as a woman, you being a saved Christian woman, you're going to be that at all times. Even if something is compromised in your marriage with your husband. I've seen women, which this is fake to me. This just me talking now. But I've seen women that say they claim the name of the Lord. And they'll be mad at you and you ain't did nothing to them. Again, they going off something they heard. This really happened to me. This is a real story. And a woman had an issue with me and stopped speaking to me at church. And I saw her husband in the hallway. I spoke to him and he looked at me and rolled his eyes and didn't speak. So we had a leadership meeting some months later and he stood on the stage. I forget what they asked him or what the conversation was about, but somebody said something to him and he was like, if my wife don't like you, I don't like you. If my wife don't speak to you, I don't speak to you. I wanted to stand up so bad and get on that microphone in front of that church. There's about 300 people there. I want to be like, your wife is a witch. How dare your wife tell you to stop speaking to another woman that has done nothing to you and you call yourself a man of God? But because your wife has an insecurity and a jealousy issue and whatever going on in her head, Satan working on her mind overtime, making her think something, because this is what the devil does. I noticed this also with women. When women to be thinking a certain thought, I was talking to my aunt about it. It's a story that's out where it was a pastor in a church and he had a secretary. The pastor was married. This was a married man. He was not cheating on his wife. Y'all look it up. I don't even know the people's name. But my aunt was telling me about it. And we was just blown away by the story. But anyway, the pastor, the man of God, had a wife. But he also had a secretary. And the secretary would be at the church a lot after hours, doing church work. Nothing inappropriate was going on with the secretary and the pastor. But it was another member of the church, a woman. She wanted the pastor. She liked him. And she kept coming at the secretary. She was stalking the secretary. She was threatening her because she would come to the church after hours and see the pastor's car out there, see the secretary's car. I think it was other church members' cars that was there, but she would just zoom in with her eagle eye on the pastor's car and this secretary's car. Okay, other witnesses said it was nothing funny going on with this secretary and this pastor. It was all pure. It was all business related. It was innocent. But this other member that was attracted to him, super jealous because of the secretary. Y'all know what she did? She went and unalived the woman. You allow Satan to get in your head and make you think that this secretary has something going on with a man that don't even belong to you. I'm only bringing that up to raise awareness, but also use it as an example of that comes behind a woman being broken. Man, I've come across so many broken women. The most insecure women that I have ever seen and met and been around in my life was women in church. I'm just telling you all the truth. I'm trying to help somebody. The most insecure, jealous women is women in church. It's unbelievable. These will be the main women speaking in tongues, jumping up and down, dressed to the T, baby, on point. Do you hear me? 2 snaps. Clap, clap. That stupid dance these young kids be doing. Baby, they the cat's meow. But be super insecure. Be doing all type of stuff. Because they see a younger girl or a pretty girl say hi to their husband. Or some messy deaconess or something come back and tell them something. I done seen some stuff. And I'd be like, prophets would be coming in and prophesying to these women all this grandiose stuff that God's going to do in their life. And God loves you. And you gonna have this. Never no correction, no nothing. It's just all grandiose things that God's gonna do in their life. I done seen it, I'm telling you. And God loved your scent when you come into his presence. But that woman be super insecure. Spreading rumors about you just because you said hi. And you women, you gotta think. Even women of God, use your brain. If you're married to a man, whether he a bishop, a pastor, a minister, whatever, y'all just a regular couple that go to church, where's your husband finna go if you see him talk to another woman or the woman said hi? So your husband finna get up and walk out the door with that woman? I just don't understand. You gotta use your brain. Be delivered. Get healed. It's crazy. Why would you be tormented like that? Even if you did watch a certain woman, be like, I'm gonna watch her. Baby, if your man fine, he's gonna get attention. I had to keep telling women this. I've been saying it for over 10 years. Dig into some of the older videos. If your man is about something, women are going to think your man is attractive. Women are going to want to be around your man. If you can't handle that, you don't need to marry him. Why? It's a compliment to you. I'm not saying a woman got the right to disrespect you. But why wouldn't you want a woman like, man, since your man is fine? Why would you get mad about that? You trying to fight somebody because they told you your man was fine. You should be like, thank you. I'm happy you noticed him. Girl, I got good taste, don't I? But women be trying to box, like, I don't understand it. You ain't doing nothing but feeding that man ego more and more. This is why a lot of them start cheating. Because they see how jealous spirited their wife is. And they be like, man, I got her like that. Sure. Pop my collar, it's on. I've seen it. I'm not justifying it. But I can only be real. Same thing go for you fellas. If your woman about something, if she's intelligent, if she beautiful, and y'all got to stop thinking it's about a woman's shape. I'm so tired of women talking about that when it come to jealousy and all this. Yeah, a woman to be jealous with a woman when she got a nice shape. Baby, you could be big and fat. If that man want that woman, he want that woman. Y'all got to stop with that. A man want who he want. I'm not saying that a woman with a slender figure or a more shapely figure won't get a little bit more attention. But y'all got to stop. What world do you live in? There are men out here that like women that are 300 plus pounds. Knock it off. Knock it off. And stop thinking, because there's women out here speaking out about how women are dressed naked and they need to stop, that they jealous. Y'all got to stop. You a fake woman if you doing that. Always thinking because a woman correcting you on how you dressing, she a hater, she jealous. This person big and fat, and that's why they getting mad. What are you talking? No, sis, your breast is out. Your vagina print showing. You not getting respect. Somebody telling you to put some clothes on, they trying to help you. Whole time you talking about that woman and her shape, she got a man. She got a couple of men. What world do you live in? In your little world, in your mind, you keep thinking that you the cat's meow and men just want that one little slim body. And I know some fine men that's with some huge women. Huge. 250, 275, 285, 330, 365. Y'all better quit playing. I'm just telling you the truth. Just because you don't like fat women as a man, or just because you don't, that don't mean you can't categorize everybody else. Every man don't want no high yellow woman. Every man don't want a woman that got weave and her hair straight. Some men are more attracted to a woman with her natural hair. Y'all got to stop categorizing, thinking that a man is only after one type of woman. I am a plus size woman. I tell y'all this all the time, and I cannot tell you how many men approach me. Women have laughed and be like, don't nobody want her fat ass, and it ain't even just me. I've seen them do it to other women. And when that woman leave out of church, or when that woman leave out of work and clock out, that same man that she think all into her be all in my DM. Trying to talk to me, talking about he liked me and been crazy about me for 5 and 10 and 15 years. Knock it off. Because a lot of women, I've talked about it with my friends, they would get their feelings hurt. If they really saw what really be going on behind closed doors, and how a man will be two-faced and act totally different when they are not in the room. See, some arrogant, smug women, men got them out here thinking that they are the hot commodity because of their figure. Some men have been like, I've come across a couple of men that have been like, they disgusted when they come across a woman that's real thin or small. They don't even get aroused because she's too small. Y'all got to stop thinking that everybody wants the same thing. That's real talk. I'm just telling you all facts, just hardcore facts. Somebody has to tell you all the truth. You got to stop living in la la land and being delusional, thinking that your way of thinking and what you attracted to and what you like and how you move and how you do things is the only right way. It's not. And this is when you start to see how fake women are. It's crazy. You should never be embarrassed of your friend. I've seen women cut off a certain friend because other people saying a bunch of stuff about them and they get embarrassed and cut her off. You fake. You fake as hell. I'ma stand with my friends. I don't care what you got to say about them. If I cut them off, I'm gonna cut them off on my own. For my own personal reasons, not based off what other people saying. Now, friends have stopped talking to me. They done had little complaints and it ain't even nothing major. It be stupid stuff. And that's real. Complain about every little thing. But you are staying 10 toes down with them. I'm talking about in the face of a bunch of stuff that they going through. Every season of their life, you was right there. Every season. When they was in a gutter, literally. They was in a dirty, stinking gutter and you still they friend. Quit playing with me. I'm telling you. This why I don't be nice when it comes to certain stuff. I just come out and just tell it like it is. People have to hear the truth. A lot of women is walking around delusional because people not being honest with them. Men are walking around delusional because people just don't want to tell them the truth. They think they one way and what society as a whole. Who cares what society is saying? What do you like? Do you even know who you are as a woman? Do you know who you are as a man? Are you busy listening to these red pillars? Who are you? Come off the internet, log off of Instagram, log off of TikTok, log off of Facebook, log off of YouTube, and then you stand in my face and show who you really are. Without no men going their own way in your ear, no red pillars, no well-known podcasters, saved or unsaved. Who are you as a man? Without all that extra drama, who are you? You will be shocked at how plain and ordinary so many people are. They get power, they get boldness and confidence after they watch a podcast. Baby, these podcasters ain't gonna always be around you. Who are you standing alone? Who are you? You real bold, you real fresh at the mouth. You got really strong opinions about a lot of people. All based off you draining and pulling your strength and your personality off a red pillar and off your favorite Christian content maker. You don't even know who you are by yourself. Quit playing with me. You fake. Some of these people, they have zero personality when they ain't in front of a camera. Zero. When they ain't around no group and you just catch somebody in there in the room by themselves, they literally have no personality. Boring as hell. Plain ordinary as hell. But they be talking a lot of smack when they in a group or a clique. It's weird. I just be looking at them like, they cannot stand alone. That's something else you'll notice about fake women. They can never stand alone. They are not confident just walking in the room by themselves, sitting at a table by themselves, coming in church by themselves, going to the mall by themselves, going to dinner by themselves. They got to have another woman with them. They got to have female cousins, 3 or 4 women with them in the group. Baby, I wish I would. You got to know who you are without all the hype. You ain't going to have no hype man walking around with you every day of the week. I'm sorry, you're not going to have that. But overall, I told y'all enough information. Overall, what I'm saying to you is that if you know that you are not an authentic woman, and all of us have fallen short, let me say that. All of us in some way, shape, or form, we've fallen short. But when you learn and when you know better, you do better. You learn to do better. You learn to become a better person. You have to go to God with this stuff. You have to go to God and say, you know what, God, I am afraid to really stand up for this particular friend. I'm afraid because I don't want to get into it with my husband at home. I don't want to lose my boyfriend. I don't want to fall out with people that I work with. I don't want it to be tension at church. So that's why I'm remaining silent. Now, if God particularly told you to not do or say something, you obey God. But sometimes you will be tested. Your character will be tested in certain friendships. But God tells us you stand on the truth. If you see that a woman is being raked over the coals and her reputation is being damaged, people saying certain stuff about her, and you know it's not true. You know it's not. And the rumors that's being spread about her is making people hate her more. You need to stand up and just operate in truth. It does not require you to become her best friend. It doesn't require you to talk to her every day. Just stand on the truth. Take up for somebody for once in your life. Be like, you know what? Y'all be saying this stuff about this girl. This girl don't be doing none of what you saying she doing. She ain't did none of what you. I ain't never seen her do none of this stuff. Where the evidence at? Stand up. God says he'll bless peacemakers. Be a peacemaker, but operate in truth. Quit being scared to confront another woman. I'm not saying make a show and do it in front of other people. Take a woman behind the scenes and be like, what is your issue with her? Why do you seem to hate her? You heard that she said blah, blah, blah about you. Okay, why don't you, let's go to her. Go to her face and tell her why you mad at her. And let's see what can come behind you thinking or you being told that she said that particular thing about you. And if she did say it about you, let's find out why. Be a peacemaker. God has called us to be peacemakers and to heal brokenness in people and to put things back together and to change the lives of people. Christ has called us. We are the light of the world. Do you not know your title and your position? Don't get tripped up by Satan out here. That's why I still stand on telling some of y'all, you overdo it with social media. Hey, Danny, you overdo it. Y'all keep allowing these worldly people, these worldly actors and actresses. Hollywood is getting ripped apart. I've been telling y'all this for like 3 years. They getting so humble, and it's going to continue to go downhill for a long time. But y'all listening to them, they making their own religions. My religion is love. What the hell are you talking about? You ain't even, baby, you can't create your own religion, but then at the same time, you talking about you walking with God. No offense to no Jehovah's Witnesses either, but you're arrogant. If you come out online, I don't have to say nobody's name, but I say it respectfully. You cannot say that you love God and you know God, and you make a statement like this and say, I don't need to go to God and ask for no forgiveness because I ain't out here doing nothing. No, sir. You need to every day be repentant. You need every day you wake up, sometimes several times a day, you say, God, forgive me for my sins in thought, word, and deed. Who the hell do you think you are? Tell me, I ain't got to go to God and be forgiven. I have to ask for his forgiveness for nothing because I ain't out here doing nothing. How do you figure? If you had a nasty thought, are you kidding me? If you watched a particular thing, what be wrong with these people? And y'all be sitting up here going along with these celebrities because they was on your favorite sitcom. Y'all better really tighten it up. Stop letting these worldly rappers and podcasters and actors and actresses fool you. Y'all following behind them. These people are peeling away the word of God, making it what they personally want it to be. The devil is a liar. You can't remove what you want from the Bible and be like, yeah, well, the way I look at it, and then you bragging about other books you read. I'm not impressed. I'm standing on the Bible only. I don't need no other books. Don't be coming to me talking about, did you read? No, I didn't read it. For what? For what? You know it's a bunch of missing books on the Bible. Guess what? The final books that's in the Holy Bible, the 66 books, that's what God allowed to be in circulation. That's what I'm standing on. Now, what you do is your business, but don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. As you said who I'm talking about, they know who I'm talking about. They be watching these podcasts and all that. They know what I'm talking about. And that man that say he ain't never got to go to God and ask for forgiveness because he'll be out here doing nothing. I was appalled when I saw that. I'm like, wow, like you super arrogant, brother. Then the other one. He on his tour, going in all these different. Some of them in Hollywood getting real desperate. They come into people that they would never have given the time of day because they know they are no longer relevant. And now they are pulling and draining and sucking the life out of certain podcasters that 5 and 10, 20 years ago, they would never have given you the time of day. This is how fake some of them are, male and female. When you see some of them that used to be huge actors, they movies was all on the big screen, and they on Drink Champs. Who you think you playing with? They getting desperate, trying to stay important. You still trying to stay in the game and be relevant to a world that literally cares nothing about you. Satan don't care nothing about you. You're trying to be known because in your mind you keep thinking you important. God have knocked you down, giving you the opportunity to repent and make him the apple of your eye. Y'all be falling for anything. This person preached, they got baptized. This person saved, and they be cutting our head off in the name of Jesus because we bring correction. You need to shut up. You need to shut up. They so judgmental. What the hell are you talking about? The Bible tells us to judge righteously. You can't be out here cussing. You can't be out here masturbating. You can't be out here sniffing cocaine. You can't be out here drinking. And then keep saying that you represent Jesus Christ. You can't. You can't. You have to pick a side. You have to. The tares are definitely being separated from the wheat. I don't have to say no name because I don't need the clout. Y'all be coming up here. Now Kiki say a name. The devil's a liar. I don't have to say no name. Y'all be watching this stuff. You know who I'm talking about. I don't have to say nobody name because I'm not trying to draw the attention to me. This is personal with the few of y'all that's up here. I'm talking to y'all. I don't have to name drop. I don't have to take nobody thumbnail photo and put it on my platform. And I got a whole bunch of videos and photos and stuff I could show and blow myself up. I could catapult myself to a very high level. And it ain't cap. I'm talking about 100%. And some of y'all in this chat, you can verify it. You don't know who I know. You don't know who I'm linked and connected to. Very prestigious, big time celebrity people. Quit playing with me, but I don't need it. Because I know it's tempting. I'm not trying to be pulled in the world. That's why I want to stay low key. I don't need to be relevant. The little bit of influence that God gave me, I'm okay with that. I'm secure and confident enough in that. But if I just want to play around and people got so much to say about me, why you in that car? Why you this and that? Because I don't have to impress you. I don't owe you nothing. Who the hell are you? I don't have to tell you nothing about my life. You probably get jealous of me if I tell you how sweet it is and how it's set up while you talking. You think you know it all. You listening to gossip and you don't even know what you talking about. Be quiet. You talking out of turn. You talking out of turn. But I'm just telling y'all the truth. Stop listening to these people in the world. They misleading you. Anytime you hear an announcement with them and God, y'all be going crazy. You better use your discernment. And I'm not saying all of them fake. I'm not saying that all of them are fake, but some of them, they teetering with the world and God. You gotta pick a side. It's not gonna feel good when you 100% on God's side. That's the cost you gotta count. You ain't gonna be able to be in the world and you on God's side like that. I'm sorry, you not. You're not gonna be able to be on God's side like that. I'm sorry, that's a real thing. So, and Danny, I see y'all up here talking about the book of Enoch. I've never read the book of Enoch, but I can tell you all from a biblical standpoint that it did not make it in the final books of the Bible because it's been said by philosophers that it is not biblically sound. There are a lot of things in the book of Enoch that are questioned. That's why it didn't make it. And I stand on what God say. Because if God really wanted the information in the book of Enoch to be in the 66 books, we would have it. We would have it. It's not a salvation issue if you don't read the book of Enoch or the Apocrypha. It's not a salvation issue. Christians, y'all want to argue about everything. and try to tell people how to live their Christian life. Look, you can't ride off the free grace, meaning you could do whatever you want. But if something not a salvation issue, I'm not getting caught up in it. They try to make not speaking in tongues. They argue about that. You know, you don't speak in tongues. They saying that you don't have the Holy Ghost. They argue about that. If you ain't read all the missing books of the Bible, they want to argue about that. God ain't say nowhere in the Holy Bible that if you didn't read the Apocrypha, or if you didn't you didn't read the book of Enoch, or all these lost books, that you going to hell. So baby, Kiki not getting caught up in it. You can stress yourself out with it. I walk in my freedom with my head in the air. I ain't getting caught up in that. Y'all argue about everything, divorce and remarriage. But if you get a divorce and you can't get remarried if your old spouse is alive, so what you got to do now, the current husband, the current wife you got to go and divorce them. Did the Bible tell you to do that? Just correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not justifying or promoting it, but why would you get a double divorce? So that means the precious blood of Jesus is useless to you. It's completely useless. So now, if you remarry, you got to go get that divorce, because ain't no grace or mercy over you. It's not over you. So you got to get that divorce or you're going to end up in hell. This is what they teach. You better make sure you know God for yourself. You better make sure you know God for yourself. That's all I'm saying. And so what I'm saying to you all overall is that, ladies, before I get up out of here, if you know that there's certain things that I talked about today, or even in the message of fake women, and you know that it hit home for you, and you know what some areas you got to clean up and tighten up, you go to God. God is the one that can help you and give you the strength. You don't have to remain that type of woman. God is still dealing with me and showing me areas of me in my womanhood, of things that I need to change. And you guys got to stop making excuses, thinking that when there's somebody bold enough to expose and talk about certain things, that they not giving people grace. You don't know what nobody doing. Y'all, you got to stop being sensitive about everything. Any little form of correction y'all see, but you got to learn to give people grace. How do you figure somebody that's calling out what Satan does and calling out sin, they not extending grace? Stop telling people what they think. Oh, that person self-righteous, that person judgmental, they think they better. How do you know what somebody thinking in their mind? You don't know where their heart is at. But because you insecure and you're offended and you feel some type of way and you're uncomfortable with correction and rebuke, now you're projecting. You think that person think that they all that. When you tell somebody you think you perfect, that's my problem with you. You think you better. No, that's what you're secretly thinking about me. You, in your mind, you think that I'm perfect. I ain't said nothing. I don't think nothing. You think that about me. Start calling people out on that stuff. I will call you dead out like, okay, so you making a statement saying I think I'm perfect. How are you telling me what I'm thinking? Could it be that that's what you think? Could it be when I stepped on the scene and I walked in this room, you felt so uncomfortable and naked with certain men and women of God that walked in the room immediately, out of so much stuff you could say about them, you took it to, you think you're perfect. You think that. You think that that person is better than you. They probably don't even think none of that. They probably the most insecure person. That's the truth. Sometimes these people, y'all be passing judgment on like, she's judgmental. She thinks she better. He think he better. He real uppity. They be the most insecure person. But you're projecting. You think they're better than you because they carry their self differently than you. They not loud like you. They not a gossip like you. They not a liar. They not malicious. They not jealous spirited. They not fornicating. They ain't slandering people, and you know that. They don't have to make an announcement. You can sense it when they walk in the room. You know when somebody walk in the room when they not on what you're on. You know it. And you got a problem with it. Let's just call out the pink elephant in the room and a crocodile. You know it. But see, you ain't got to be jealous and mad about it. You can be the light of the world too. It comes with the territory when you cross over and you become saved. God tell you in the word, we are the light of the world. It's impossible for you to walk in darkness and walk in the room, walk in your job, be around certain family members, walk in public and you are in the dark or you got a dark cloud over you. It's impossible. You have no control over it. Automatically, God places that on you. You ain't got to make no announcements. You ain't got to do nothing extra. You ain't got to go out of your way to try to do nothing, to prove nothing, to show up. You ain't got to do it. You ain't got to drop somebody's name to get popular. You ain't got to do none of that. Just be who you are. Come with the message. Teach whatever the Holy Spirit leads you to teach or preach. If God told you to give a prophetic word, prophesy and move on with your life. You ain't got to throw your fellow brother and sister or content creator under the bus to blow up. You ain't got to do it. Now, if God told you to expose them and call them out publicly, obey God. Obey God. So, let me tell you guys, before I get out of here, I want to thank all of you all for showing up to this live. If you shared it, thank you. You all got to share this stuff. I told you before, they unsubscribing a lot of you all. A lot of people were saying that they was unsubscribed to my channel and they didn't do it. I knew something weird was going on because for like 2 weeks straight, I would get up to a certain number and then later that day, it would drop by 10 and 15 and 30 people. I'm like, something weird is going on. And so then I saw a couple of other people talk about it. Like, are they unsubscribing? And people was saying up here on YouTube that they was noticing that they was unsubscribed to channels that they didn't unsubscribe to. I said, that's what's going on. I was able to notice that. Immediately. And then I was subscribed to people that I wouldn't even remotely be interested in following. I'm like, how am I subscribed to these channels? I don't even know who these people are. Who did that? It's kind of creepy. And it's like the audacity. Audacity must be on sale this week or this month. Because I'm like, who the hell did this? Well, who subscribed? Like, especially if you know you the only one that's operating your account and your phone, that's kind of creepy. And then just the super low views. You will see that Mr. Hoodie, look, a lot of people have said that, and I'd be like, I don't know. That's you laughing, sis. Sakina, I see you. I see y'all. Socorro, I see you. But seriously, I'm just like, what's going on? Super low views. I'm telling y'all, they trying to silence certain people. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you, I just know what I see. And more men and women of God are coming out exposing it and talking about it. They will relegate you to a very, very small audience if you not saying and doing things that's popular for the algorithm. If you ain't putting prophetic word behind your message, if you ain't talking about marriage, if you're not talking about you about to be a billionaire or a millionaire, stuff that's catchy, stuff that's popular. If you ain't talking about what your enemies, what's finna happen to your enemies, baby, you can forget it. You lost in the sauce. Your people, y'all, that's y'all. Y'all gotta share this stuff and like it. Don't be no hater. If you know a message is good, then you need to share it. And I never used to ask y'all to share stuff until they start trying to silence me. I've been up here for over 11 years. Ain't no way. Some people ain't did half the work that me and myself. I ain't even just talking about myself. I'm talking about other mighty men and women of God. We have put the work in. But there's some people up here that have been up here 1 and 2 years. And they had 1 and 2 and 300,000 subscribers. Ain't no way. And they selling a dream. I'm not willing to sell a dream for more people to follow me. I'm not finna sell you no dream. If God did not tell me to prophesy and say you about to be a billionaire or a millionaire, I'm not telling you that. If God did not speak to me and say, daughter, tell the women that I'm sending husbands, they about to be married, I'm not telling women that. I'm not about to lie to you. Stop playing with the spirit of the living God if that's what you're doing. Now, if God is speaking to you and telling you to tell the women that, then you obey God. I don't have no judgment. I don't have nothing to say about that. But I am going to rightfully judge the ones that's false prophets and prophetess. Stop coming up here saying, the voice of the Lord told me to tell you that your enemies, they in a stupor. The devil is a liar. God ain't told you nothing. Y'all better stop playing with the spirit of the Lord. Don't play and use his name. Y'all don't know what you doing. Some of y'all, you ain't had your head busted by God. That's why you comfortably and casually turn on that camera and that little microphone and you be saying whatever. You ain't had your head busted. The wrath of God ain't came on you in your lifetime. His mercy is that thick over you, and that's why you comfortably do it, but it's coming to a halt. Watch what you out here saying. Quit coming up here talking about you will see this when God is ready for you to see it. If you looking at this now, God meant for you to see it. Oh, in 48 hours, God is about. So the Holy Spirit told you to tell your whole audience up here on YouTube that in 72 hours, he's finna do something. Okay, so is that for all of us? Because 72 hours have passed. And I didn't get that $1 million that somebody up here on YouTube said that the body of Christ was finna get in 72 hours. You got to call this stuff out. Stop letting these people come up here and play games. Not that I really was believing it anyway. Because let me tell you something. When people up here that's really hearing from God start saying something, you're going to connect. Or if he impresses something on their spirit, it's going to connect. It's going to resonate with you. Because we all going to sound alike. Everybody going to sound alike. If it's really, really coming from the spirit of the living God. Sometimes God ain't saying nothing. It's just an impression on your spirit. Sometimes you just want to inspire people and lift them up. No sin. There's nothing wrong in that. But all I'm saying is that people will literally say, God told me to tell you. And it sounds commercial. It sounds fake. It sounds generic. I'm tired of it. And they be blowing up. Been up here for 2 or 3 years. But hard work that me and other people I done been through homelessness, divorce, abuse, death in my family, and still operating in my gift. But somebody could come up here for 1 or 2 years and they'll blow them up, selling dreams. But y'all keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up, because it's only a time and a season for it. Keep it up. And don't come up here and tell me something. That person hating. You can't be paying attention to them. You missing the whole point. If you go to that, if your mind go to that, y'all want to say everybody a hater, everybody jealous, when they just telling plain truth. Queen Shields, I see you, my sister. I ain't getting weary, my sister. But I'm just saying, I'm just tired. I'm tired of it. Y'all keep putting God in this box that God just, all he do is hand out money and husbands. And I noticed that it's always a promise to the women that a husband coming, but I ain't seen no prophetic words repeatedly about the men getting a wife. I'm sorry. What about the brothers? Where they prophetic words? God forgive me, I'm not trying to laugh at my fellow brothers and sisters in Christ, but that's a real thing. Why is it just the women? You never see nobody up here on YouTube or TikTok tell the men your wife is coming. She's going to meet you at the airport. She's going to know that she the prodigal daughter. It's always for catering to women. So God is just only speaking about women. Wake up, y'all. Open up y'all eyes. Hey, bet I see you. Seriously, what about the brothers? That's a real thing. Y'all really think some men ain't out here crying and praying for a wife? So it's just all the women. It's just all of us. God ain't speaking to no vessel, telling no vessel to tell the men your wife is coming. It's just countless women, numerous women. It's all about the woman getting a husband. But what about the men? It's broken men out here. It's men out here that's lonely. It's men out here that's celibate, just like a lot of us. They not masturbating. They not having sex outside of marriage. They not in the streets. They not in the club. They pray, they read, they fast. But I ain't seen nobody prophesy to no men that this they season of marriage. I don't know. It's just weird. I'm just saying, you pay attention to this stuff. God gave us a brain. Use your brain. That's why God gave you intellect. He gave you intelligence. Stop waiting for a prophet or a prophetess to give you a word. Use your brain. Use your common sense. Pay attention. Stop getting caught up in your vain imaginations and people projecting what they want on you. It's common sense. And Queen Shields, you're right. Men are supposed to choose, but why is nobody talking to it? Talking about it, I'm sorry. It's all catering just to the women. You telling me a prophetic word can't be given to the men? That men, guys, it's your season. God gonna put you in the face of your wife for you to choose. You never see these type of messages on YouTube or on TikTok or on Instagram. It's all for the women. I just don't believe that the Holy Spirit is operating like that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that God is literally, his voice is talking and just telling most women that a husband is coming to them. But he's not having no prophetic word for the men. Yes, a man that finds a wife does find a good thing, but that still don't mean God can't speak something for the men. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird to me. And why do we keep putting God in this box? Like every time he moves, it's a grandiose move. Every time, I was talking to my son a couple of days ago, and my son was like, Mom, any little small move that God do, it could be life changing. But we have built God up to being this God that when he move, it's just huge and big and loud and glamorous. His move ain't always glamorous and loud and show-stopping. It ain't. It'll be show-stopping when he do that particular thing that you've been praying for or waiting for, but that don't mean all of us gonna know about it or even see it. People have put God in this box like when he move, it's just all about money and jewelry and fame and but they never talk about the God of wrath. They never talk about that. They never talk about the God of judgment. Why would God just be speaking to human beings and in our ears and in our spirit while we sleep and giving us visions and dreams of just money and marriage? And I'm including myself in this too. I'm not saying I don't want marriage and money, because I know some of y'all probably think like, oh, she just don't. No, I want whatever God wants for me, whatever his will is for my life. But all I'm saying is that nobody ever talk about the judgment and the wrath of God. When we keep putting out, I ain't gonna say we, devil's a liar, I ain't putting that out. But if you keep putting out messages just about get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, this next big thing God gonna do is gonna be mind blowing. I do believe God is going to wow us and do some amazing things. I will never discredit or doubt the power of God. But all I'm saying is that generally speaking, every move that God makes is not always grandiose. It's not always luxurious and loud and big and with jewelry and diamonds and everybody know about it. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's ordinary and it's simple and it's basic, but it's life-changing for you. And I just don't see how God's speaking about all these women, but he's not saying nothing for the men. His sons, when they are above us, in the sense of they are the leader. So if God is going to bless them with a wife, the man is the head of the household. I don't see no prophetic words for men. It's just something that I question. God ain't a God of wrath. I've seen the wrath of God on people that I loved. God have dealt with me on certain things. You never see these prophetic words. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, Mr. Hoodie is balance. I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand it. Stop always putting God in the box like he just always giving gifts. Now, baby, you go through seasons where God humbling you and dealing with you, and it don't feel good, and it don't always look good either. And everybody don't know about it either. Sometimes you in a season where God is blessing you, but everybody don't know about your blessings. That's a fact. Shout out to all of my new members and my old members. I just saw that one of my old members rejoined. I would love to gain more new members. I have slots open for one-on-ones. If you email me and you would like a one-on-one, I've been doing it for about 3 years. They are beautiful. You set up for a one-on-one, I call you personally. If you share this again, thank you. Thank you all for engaging the content, sharing it, liking it. If you subscribed again, thank you. Danny, thank you for stopping in. That's my moderator. I don't know if Randy, are you still up here, Randy? E-Class, I see you. Queen Shields. Bankroll TJ. Jesse, I can't answer that question for you. You got to talk to YouTube about that part, sweetie. I can't tell you how to gain subscribers. Be yourself. I don't think it's a certain thing you got to do. You just got to be authentic. Be yourself. And the people that vibe with you or resonate with what you're doing and what you're saying, they're going to naturally come in. But don't get excited if you see a high number, because a lot of them flaky. Flaky as hell. One day they like you, next day they hate you. You could talk about certain topic, and if it offend them or it piss them off, they'll unsubscribe and then block you. I didn't experience a lot of that. They'll come to you behind the scenes, email you, trying to bait you into a debate and an argument. And if you don't agree with them, you could be sweet as pie. They'll cut you off. That's what they do. When it's popular to hate you, they gonna hate you. When it's popular to like you, some of them they gonna like you. Titus, I see you. Who else up here? I want to shout out everybody. Kevin, thank you so much. You telling people to like the live and subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Des, Bet, I love you, queens. Thank y'all for coming up here. Ashley, Iron, I see you. Thank you. Sakina, thank you so much, my sister. Socorro, I see you. Titus 113, thank you again, my sister. I thank you before in the beginning. Miss Kennedy, Christina, hey, sister. Letters of the Flock, I see you. Hey to Ashley again. I just want to call out as many names as I see up here, because it's a lot of messages that's coming in. So I don't want to miss nobody. I try to acknowledge all of you all that come up here and say your name. DeMario, you said, have you ever heard of 61 6 days? Or okay, was you saying, have I ever heard of 616 days down with the devil? One day spiritual, soon they come out of church after feeling good. They right back to being narcissistic. Yes. Yes, that's very common. I've seen that plenty of times in my life. They be sweet as a church mouse. And after church, it was like they're a different person. And I see what you all are up here saying about the book of Enoch. I don't reject it. You know, guys, I don't want you all to think I'm rejecting it. I was just making a point, because a lot of people will question why the book of Enoch is not in the Holy Bible. And so if you study and dig into that, you will find that in the canonization, the final books that were put in the canon, for those that know what that is, the book of Enoch didn't make it. And so when you dig into why it was not, is because a lot of philosophers says a lot of things that he wrote was not biblically sound. Okay, but I think you should pray about it. But I'm not against reading it. It's just I've never had a desire to read and study other books outside of the Bible. I just had no interest. Sometimes I slack with even read the Bible. So I'm finna add more books to the list. I mean, like, that's kind of crazy. I think God would be looking at me like, she got a lot of nerve. You ain't even reading the Bible as much as I want you to read it and study it and break it down. But you reading the Apocrypha, and then you reading the book of Enoch, and then you got this book over here with all these missing books, and then you reading that. You doing too much. But that's just me. Like I said, work out your own salvation. Build your own one-on-one relationship with the Lord. Y'all be bringing in all this other extra stuff, and you can't even focus on the one thing that's in front of you. Focus on the 66 books first before you start pulling all this other extra stuff, filling your head up with stuff that's really, you know, sometimes from a spiritual standpoint, where some people are mentally and spiritually, you start tapping and digging into some of this other stuff, you ain't going to be able to come back from it. Because when you dig into some of this stuff deeper, because I didn't read little bits and pieces of stuff. And sometimes when you digging and tapping into this other stuff and further information outside of the 66 books of the Bible, even though they're talking about Jesus and God, but other stuff, I'd like to think that if God wanted us to know more details and knowledge about his existence and what happened before he sent his son and after, he would have made reference to it in context in the Bible. That's just me though. I could be wrong. But just tapping into all these other books, like I'm not interested. Honestly, I'm not interested. If I'm wrong, then y'all pray for me. I ask for more grace and mercy. But I don't feel like I'm in ignorance willfully because I don't want to dig into all these other extra books. I'm okay with the Bible. I'm okay with it. Now, if God lead me to open up other books, and I don't know, but I'm just saying, when you start tapping into certain stuff, some knowledge is dangerous. Sometimes you could tap into certain stuff, and you saying you trying to learn knowledge, and you lose your mind, and a spirit is transferred. I've seen people tap into other books and be reading stuff, and then they be on something, and they angry, and then they start questioning the Bible. Be careful. Be careful. I know people that saying they a saved man or a saved woman of God, and they watch certain channels on YouTube and they start arguing and debating about Jesus. They will argue you down and be like, Jesus is pointless. We only supposed to worship the Father. And they will argue you down about it. You cannot reject Jesus and then just say, I reject Jesus, but I love God. Nope. You got to believe that God sent him and he is his son. You got to believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. You cannot dismiss him. But some Christians, they'll tap into these other books and then they want to argue about the letter J. Well, the letter J was not in the alphabet when Jesus came. And his name really ain't Jesus. It's Yeshua. Look, in Latin, in Hebrew, in Arabic, the sound is different, but it's still the same God. It's just it's translated in different languages. That's it. Like, they argue about everything. But ladies, you guys heard what I said. You ain't got to be no fake woman. Sometimes even if I catch myself and I'm not being 100% authentic, I pray about it. And I have to check myself. I have to examine myself. But it's never my intent. But some women, they just intentionally are fake and they don't care. They not convicted about it or none of that. That's wild to me. But Amanda, I see you up here. Is it Fee Ark? I think I'm messing up your name. Lady Rochelle, I see you. I see you. I see all y'all up here. Alex Fox, I see you. Who else? Did I say DeMario name? I think so. Who else? Alti. Tay fan. I don't know if you still up here. You said you are so pretty. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I don't have a boyfriend. Why? You want to be my boyfriend? The consult of the prophet. I see you. Shout out to Ghana. I see you. Moonlight Babe. I see you. Set apart. AAY. I think I'm saying your last name. Correcting. Am I saying your name right? Who else? Michelle. April. Yep. King Grayson. Derek. I see you up here, Derek. I don't know if you still up here. Are you in the chat still, Derek? Put a comment up here if you still in the chat. If you hung on this long. Lady Latrell Freeland. I see you, my sister. Ukrainian Jim Smith. I see you. Who else? Chad Brown. I see you. Yoshi King, I see you. Let me see. Shakila, I see you. Highly favored. Adina, I see you, my sister. I meant to say something to you, Adina, like 45 minutes ago. Zahir, I see you, my sister. Carmen, who else? Who else? Dre, I see you. Dre Williams, I see you, my brother. I don't know if I spoke to you, Dre, earlier when I started to laugh, but God bless you. I see you. I see you up here. Mm, who else? Brown, you said I need an iPhone. I'm gonna get better with my live. Respectfully, I don't need an iPhone. I hate the iPhone. I don't need no iPhone. I'm good with my Galaxy. But thanks for your suggestion. But I'm not trying to. Honestly, Brown, I don't know if you still up here, but I'm not trying to do nothing fancy with my lives. I've been doing car lives for years. And I could easily be in my house, in my room. I could be in my bedroom doing them and decorate it and do all type of stuff. I don't feel like doing none of that. I've said this to y'all numerous times. I don't have to do no extra stuff. I come here with a message. I come here with a word. Those that it resonates with, it's going to resonate. It's going to hit with them. Those that want confirmation from God, they get the confirmation. Those that feel that it's inspiration, you're going to be inspired. Those that want to test it, they going to go back to God with it. And whatever God tells them, I'm confident enough that God would tell them, like, this young lady ain't on nothing. If he did, pray for me, because it's never my intent to mislead anybody. I'm still out here learning and growing just like you. See, I'm going to be real. I know me. I ain't doing nothing extra. I'm going to have on my same black jacket, wash my clothes, rerun the same clothes, and I could get decked out and do all this fancy stuff. I'm not doing none of that. Either you like what you see or you don't. No shade to nobody that buy the expensive microphones and they go out of their way to get their hair done and have all the makeup on and fake lashes and their nails done, and they got this extravagant background and the camera moving, and baby, I'm not doing none of that. I don't feel like doing none of that. When I go home, I'm ready to put my hair in my bonnet, take my shower, put on my loungewear, wash my face, do my face routine, brush my teeth, eat some din din, moisturize my hands, get me some Milo sweet tea, and chill. I don't feel like putting on no microphone and setting up stuff in a I'm not doing none of that. More power to you if you do that. I don't have that type of time. I'm not doing it. And I'm not sitting in the house all day like, yeah, let me go set. I'm not doing that. It be a lot of stuff going on. I don't got time for that. It's easy. It's easy and very convenient for me to pull over in my car or park in front of my house and then just go live and start talking. That's easy for me. That's what worked for me. Y'all got to stop knocking people doing what worked for them. And then you got to stop underestimating people and downplaying people too, thinking that because they not doing what you see everybody else doing, that they can't do it. You got to be secure with where you are. I'm very secure with what I'm doing. I've been doing it for over 11 years. And it speaks for itself. You got to look at the fruits. What are the fruits that's developing? And everybody don't agree with me. People then came up here with accusations. People be saying all type of stuff. I done been called an N-word, and people done cussed at me and made jokes, said all type of stuff. I don't let that bother me. But God bless y'all. Lumingo, I see you, my sister. Lumingo McGee, I see you. I love it, Danny. You said you dress for comfort and comfort only. I'm old. I've got nothing to prove. Hey, Danny, that's what I'm saying. I try to tell people that when you confident, you're not really concerned about how people view you. I don't have to do nothing to impress y'all. And see, that's another thing that I keep for myself. I feel like when people go out of their way to impress people or to pull more people in, instead of just naturally and organically allowing people to come in, they hold you to a higher standard. And if you fail them, they will crucify you. Because you started off doing too much. And when you can't keep up with that, people start to fall off. When you could just be at the same level all across the board and leave it at that. It ain't no pressure on me. People be pressure like, man, I gotta buy this microphone. I gotta get this camera. Baby, I ain't gotta do none of that. But pull over in the parking lot. If I'm coming out Whole Foods, Costco, I'll pull up on my block. It's a couple of factories in my area. I pull up over there and park. That's all I gotta do. And I'm done with it. And if you don't like it and you tired of seeing it, me in the car, going about your business. I ain't begging nobody to stay here. I don't have to. God created me and gifted me to do what I do. And my mouth and what God has placed in me is enough. I don't have to do nothing extra over the top. I don't have to. I'm not saying it won't change one day, but that's just not where I am. I'm not there. I'm not there. When you've been doing something for so long, you get set in that. No, I don't have to try to impress nobody. Sometimes when you see people getting catapulted and the more and more followers they get and the more and more that they do, you start to see how much more inauthentic they become. Not everybody, but that pressure be on them. That pressure be on them to do a certain thing and they can't keep up with it. You got to keep something for yourself. Because, see, sometimes when you see people at a certain level online, if they fall off or if life happened to them, because some of y'all have unrealistic expectations for people you follow online. And if they fall off, y'all question it and they be stressed out, crying. Some people have taken their own life because they lost the sauce that they used to have with their influence. Or they got married publicly and when it failed, they felt like, oh, I gotta go tell my audience. No, I ain't sold out to the internet like that. I'ma live my life, walk in my freedom. I'ma walk in my truth, and I'ma do what I want. I'm held accountable to God, not y'all. Respectfully. I don't owe the internet nothing unless I want to tell the internet anything. If somebody want to play around with it and be like, I'm gonna expose this person, I'm gonna say this, go ahead. God bless you. God bless you. But that's all I got to say on that. Man, Danny, that's a real thing. I just never felt the need to just go out of my way and try to impress people, to do nothing over the top. I don't feel like doing all that. Y'all don't be tired? Y'all don't be having kids and family members, and don't some of y'all, you got to go to work, or you in school, or you got to clean up, or you just don't feel like talking. This is the most talking that I do. I am quiet as a mouse throughout the day at home. I don't be on my phone talking to people and texting them. I be super quiet. This is the most talking I've done all day. I was briefly with my son. Even when me and my son together, we don't be doing that much talking. We pretty much be quiet. He say something to me, I say something to him. I drop him off. He be like, I love you, mama. I'm like, I love you too, son. Okay, call me tomorrow. Send me a text. If I see my daughter or whatever, I'm like, it's so simple and ordinary. Laura, I see you. Ben, I see you. I agree with you, Ben. Be yourself authentically. Absolutely. I'll let y'all see my flaws and faults. I don't care about that. I'm not getting caught up in that. Why put pressure on myself that I don't have to? Leah May, I see you. You said, what have you have noticed? People see a light over people that are positive, and some people hate that. I'm going to keep my head high, keep on to God's word. I don't owe no one but love. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, that's a real thing. But I love you guys. Danny, I see you. Soaring highly, I see you. April, my sister, thank you for joining in, my beautiful sister. I'm happy you took time out of your day to come and watch me. I thank all of you all for taking time out of your day. Y'all always show up. Miss Tierra, thank you for the heart, my beautiful sister. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your wonderful day to watch me. And Chad Watson, you said you know some Tolberts from Southwest GA. Really, it's a lot of them. And I'm not even a blood Tolbert. My children are, because they father last name is Tolbert, and I used to be married. But I still carry my married last name. It don't have nothing to do with the ex-husband either. Cause some people they'll think they're like, why you ain't dropped your last name? Cause I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to pay another $30 to get a brand new driver's license. What like? And it looked better on paper. I ain't want to be taking my kids to school, and they got Tolbert, and then they see my maiden name, and now, cause I'm not a baby mama. Shout out to the baby mothers and baby daddies. I'm not promoting that, but I'm just saying I don't want y'all to misconstrue that and be like, she talking about baby. No, I'm not. But since some of y'all want to know, y'all ask me these personal questions, I give you a real authentic answer. And that's real. I only carry Tolbert, my married last name, because it looks better on paper. It's better for business. I didn't want to have my daddy's last name and my maiden name, and my kids got their father's last name, and it's all mixed up and jumbled up. And actually, my mother told me to do that. God rest her soul. Because when I got that divorce, I was ready to go back to my maiden name. My mother was like, no, you need to keep your married last name. It's more professional. It looks better. If you go back to your maiden name and people see your kid's last name and it match with the daddy and it ain't matching with yours, it looks ignorant. It looks ghetto. That's literally what my mother told me, and I respected my mother. Most of the advice my mother gave me was true, and it worked. When you hold your mother or your father to high regard and you respect your parents, you listen to the advice that they give you. And both of my parents are deceased, but they gave me very good advice that worked. It worked. So there's that. If y'all want to know, because I know some of y'all be wanting to know more information about me, I'm giving it to you authentically. That's the only reason why I've kept my last name. It ain't because I'm secretly in love with my ex and nah, baby, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It looks better on paper. When I was taking my kids to the doctor's office and enrolling them in school, Tolbert family, yup, that's us. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And guess what? If I get remarried, then it's going to be changed to something else. Y'all finna run with that and get mad. But I might go back to my maiden name. I thought about that. I'm like, maybe. Because my kids are older now. They're older. So, it is what it is. But actually, a lot of people, April, I thank you for saying that. Actually, a lot of people, a lot of women keep their married last name. I don't know too many women that when they get a divorce, they drop their married last name. Even with celebrity women, they will typically keep it or hyphenate it. That's just a real thing. So, like I said, guys, I've been up here with y'all for over 2 hours. April, shout out to your parents. You said they in their 70s. Shout out to them. But guys, I've been up here with y'all for over 2 hours. It's time for me to go home. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, like it, share it. I put out one video today earlier. Y'all, please watch the video in full, because y'all don't be watching these videos in full. I have to keep getting on y'all about that. You can't click and watch 4 or 5 minutes and then you just trash everything else. If you like this platform and like the content I put out, you have to watch the videos in full. Y'all miss a lot of information. This is why a lot of people come in my comment section and they try to stir up an argument or a debate, or they try to say something that I already said in the video. Like, seriously. Bet, E-Class, Ban, I see y'all. You guys have a good night too. Thank you so much. Mr. Pickles, are you trying to be funny? I can't help you find your father. I can't. Faith, God bless you too. And you have a wonderful night. Mr. Pickles, I wish I could help you find your father of the year. I can't. I can't. But I love you, Mr. Pickles. God bless you. I love you. You can pick the man that you look up to and that you respect to be your daddy. You don't have to find nobody. If you don't have a biological father, is it a man in your life that you respect? that you love. And you could just say, this is my play father. This is a man that I look at as my dad. I like the way he carries himself. He looks out for me. If it's anything I need, he helps me. That's the only advice that I can give you. But guys, again, thank you all so much. Thank you so much. I love you all. You all know that the blood of Jesus is over you and protecting you. Mr. Pickles, you are more than welcome. You know the blood of Jesus. Sakina, good night to you too, beautiful. Highly favored, I see you. You have a good night too. So, guys, I don't know when I'm gonna go live again. Maybe sooner than later if it's the Lord's will. But I will see you all again soon. And Mr. Hoodie, he want me to pray y'all out. Let me pray real quick. Father God, hold on. IVXSTR. I'm not ignoring you. It's just a lot of stuff coming up real quick, so I can't answer all the questions. Soaring highly, you take care too. I don't know what it is you want to ask me. And see, I have to be careful with that. I don't respond to a lot of that because a lot of trolls come up here. Oh, thank you. Jesus loves you too. Thank you so much. But Father God, bless every single man and woman that came to this live tonight. Lord, I pray and I ask that you continue to cover everyone with your blood, Father, and all of the needs that they have. Father, I ask you to tend to all of their needs in Jesus' name and tend to all of their prayers, Father. And anything that is weighing on your sons and daughters that is concerning them, that is stressing them out, that is keeping them up at night, I pray and I ask you in Jesus' name, Father, to give your children peace, even those that will come back to this playback, Father. I ask you to release a special blessing, Lord. Change their situations if they are in any situations that are not pleasing to you. Put them in alignment and put them on the path of your will. Put a boldness. I pray right now in Jesus' name that you touch your sons and daughters and everybody who views this live. You give them a holy boldness, Father, to represent you and to do the work so other souls can be brought to you in Jesus' name. In these end times, Father, keep your children safe. Protect your chosen. Protect your remnant that you have set aside for such a time as this. We thank you and we praise you, Father, and any need that your children need, even those who are ashamed and embarrassed to talk about or even ask for help, whether it be for their mortgage, their rent, for groceries, or a bill that needs to be paid. Father, I pray and I ask you in Jesus' name to provide it for them. Provide it for them, Father, and give them favor everywhere that they go. Give them favor with destiny helpers and people that can help to take them from one level to the next, Lord, for your divine purpose. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. So, guys, thank you all so much. I love you. I love you. I can't tell you enough. I will continue to pray for you all. You all continue to keep me lifted and pray for me. So it's a couple of other topics that I want to talk to you all about. Hopefully I'll do them before the week is out. Laura, I see you, my sister. So until next time, guys. Bye-bye.